All right, good morning. Coffee, coffee. Yeah. All right. Who's here? Are we connected? We're good. Hit the like. I'll give it a second for people to get in here. Get my levels going. London hour levels. Start off with a bang. Oh, is there news? Looks newsy. No. Yesterday was a big break to the downside and up move. 2 minutes left. We'll have our levels set. And we'll see what else is going on. Let me get my chat. Good morning, good morning. Coffee, coffee. More coffee. I was just dozing off. Of course, we'll look at everything else as usual. But 1 minute left here. Get my levels in. That's the open. That's the open. That's the open. Okay, yeah. See what's going on to the left. Sometimes you got to be ready. It sets up early. What is to the left here? That weak yen that kicked in last week. Still going, huh? I mean, you already know by looking at this up move, it's catching a lot of shorts that were expecting that. It just is. Hunting a lot of them. I wouldn't be surprised if we break this high. Would not be surprised. There's the close of the hour. Make sure we got that. All right. It's already starting off above our high there. Got our levels, though. They're done. Let's see what we do now. Chasing the up move is, not exactly my favorite thing to do here. But whatever the setup is, I'll consider it. As long as it's nice and clean. High standards, high standards. Right, Mr. Dean? Good morning, good morning. I'll see what I want to do with it as far as if the entry on the London hour trade is a long. I just don't like chasing such an up move, you know. You know how it is. Like that one there. Chasing. Chasing is dangerous. But I could always do like a half risk and then kind of see what happens. If it's a short on high volume, great. What's up here on the pound? I guess I should be thorough in my analysis. I have that. All right, it's clearly broken that. Generally in the overview, other things aside in volume, but if you're breaking above here, you're likely going to that high. Which is what I was saying before. You got a couple of things pointing to that today. Well, maybe I do want to go long, huh? There's one big old fib, or an old fib, on a 1 hour chart going back to December, and we're in February. That's weird, right? Is this a really 2-month accumulation? Okay. But we're well above that fib anyway again, so. They can act as resistance support going forward, but no, I really don't care about them. Okay. Once you clearly break 618, the projection is to go back to the resistance. Well, there's a minute left. Let's see. What's the volume looking like? It's high. Okay, so it's too high to go long. We know that. Is it high enough to go short? Yes, it is. It's the highest volume since London Open. There, and let's see what the pound yen. Yeah. So obviously the volume supports only a short. What time frame other strategies based on? I'm pretty much looking at 3 strategies total, which is a scalp and a 5-minute, and then you have like a overview day trading sort of 1 hour background situation, and then also like swing trading, 4 hour chart, daily chart. They're 3 sort of separate methods, but they work together. They're similar. They work together, trying to take advantage of things in different ways. So there is enough volume, and then we have the London hour setup. So that's 4. That's one we're looking at now at this particular time of day. What's up? What's up? So four ways of trading in total, but they all have similarities. So certainly London hour trade, most of you know it. Certainly enough volume for the short, but no confirmation on the fake break pattern yet. And again, just because I was saying, well, we're likely to move up today because of this or that reason, breaking the 618s and all that, it doesn't mean we have to go in a straight line. If we're getting supply, fake break, and a confirmation here, I'm fine with it. It could zigzag its way up and, give a 40 pip drop on the pound dollar to this point or whatever it is. Right? Volume doesn't lie. That's only a projection, right? We got to take it as it comes anyway. So there's certainly selling that came in. Let's see if we get a confirmation with the fake break. Like I say, if you're new here, check out the video called London Hour Trade, because that's the particular setup that I'm looking for at the moment, this time of day. London Hour Trade. Pretty good. So obviously, it's a perfect start if the short sets up. But the high volume, of course, the closing off the high, right? We like that. This one got squashed just above. So we want to confirm that. And as we've been observing, seems to be the case, when you first get to these new prices outside of the range, the information you get is crucial. That's what's there. You know, whatever's taking place there has taken place. And in this case, it's selling into the up move. Let's see the 1 minute. There's no changing history. It happened. If you don't see selling into the up move and then you think you see it later, no, it wasn't that, right? We're talking about that detail lately, clarifying that. There it is. And here it kind of poked out above a little bit, and you see the volume there. So obviously, the volume supports the short. That's GU. And then here, just touching the level slightly above, look at the volume that comes in. Like a fraction of a pip, right? And you see the volume start to come in, and then, of course, there. So a perfect start to the potential short. I want to see the fake break pattern, of course, and that could happen here. Less than 2 minutes left. Sellers have appeared. Well, that's a wacky, that's not the word, sneaky move, because things were generally looking like a downtrend. We were looking at the background, and then to pop up and hit a lot of shorts, stops on shorts here. Probably get a lot of people also to chase it long. And we come down and get their stops too, right? Checkmate, something like that. But right now I don't want to get off the 5 minute time frame just to watch it closely. So technically speaking, right, it's got to close below the high, which is here, for the entry to be confirmed. I would want at least that. And it could happen on the next bar. But times are running out. Somebody sell out there. Somebody. Okay, the dollar is the one that, how has it been? Okay. Dollar and the yen has been less correlated lately than usual. Okay, the yen is weak, at least so far today since London opened. So if we're talking about a sell, I'd rather sell against the US dollar, but that's also weak today. Okay. They're similar again. For the moment, they're similar. Okay. Kind of doesn't matter. Okay, no confirmation yet. As I say on the fake breakouts, right? Another thing I say in this situation always, the sooner the better. On this particular setup, that it confirms the fake breakout. Ideally, to be a plus setup, right? We've seen this plenty of times in the past. After this bar would have closed in for the entry short, right? You've seen that, right? Looking at this trade. And this one, it almost did it, right? Closed down, at least closed red. Closed back in the range. So the sooner the better. If it happens here, great. But once we accept this price area for too long, we've seen this before, we talked about this, then obviously it's not confirming the fake break. It's accepting the high prices. The whole point is to reject on high volume and come back as soon as possible. It's just too much selling at that level. So the sooner the better. Now if we start to close up and close higher on low volume, medium volume, then whoever sold, and it actually is continuing up, most likely. So that would pretty much cancel out the entry. Unless we see, more aggressive selling and then it comes down. But really, ideally, we want to come back and do the fake break as soon as possible. Good morning, good morning. We'll see if this gives a setup. We'll look at other things as well. Coffee. What a good start. I hope it comes down soon. It was potentially an A+ setup, right? The high volume, the close. Not coming back into range right away. I can't say it's A+. If it does it soon, very soon, like on this bar, maybe it'll be a B+. Wait, do we use... I think we're supposed to use numbers. All right, it was a 10. If it comes down very soon, it'll be a 9. Like, come on, now. Otherwise, we're getting to 8 territory. You get below 8, I may not take the trade. It's a good way to judge it. If it's a 7, maybe. Below that, definitely not. Could be a 7.5 at least. On the setup scale, cleanliness scale. So it's losing points for staying up here so long. I haven't looked at anything else in the stream yet because I've been staring at this, but I want to get to that. Ricardo, good morning. Okay. So, as I said last week, I happen to have been right. It happens. Markets were generally bearish to end the week. A lot of stuff moved down, a lot of stuff that I swing trade. It was totally expected. We talked about it last week. And I started to buy a little bit, but really I think we can go lower. Maybe, if we don't, we don't. And I have what I have. I bought a little more of some things. Maybe we can get one more dip out of stuff and buy as far as the swing trading positions. Where are we here? US 30 Dow has this major support, 32.5, right? That's going to scare a lot of people out. You know, fear level goes up if we break 32.5. It actually bounced off 32.6 here. So if we're into this territory, right, the fear factor goes up. That usually means a buy. So it could be an opportunity. Obviously, I'd look for buy, volume and a proper reaction. So it's, things have that like one extra dip today, tomorrow kind of thing. Maybe. Because we've already seen some buying and maybe that's it and it wants to go up. And that's why I bought some. But I'm ready for another dip if possible. On things, gold, silver, oil. Cryptos we'll get to also in a second. Let's check back in on this. Huh. Not behaving, huh? Not being a very well-behaved London hour potential setup. The longer it's up here, the worse. Now we're going to drop below an 8. If we don't get there, it's dropping below an 8 in quality. That's not good. I'd say at this point, right, the one thing that would save it, make me go short is if we're seeing higher prices here, it better get rejected. Some increased volume, some selling comes in and get back below here very fast. Otherwise, no setup. Got to do it. This one didn't go higher, so let's just get down there soon. But here, if we're going a bit higher, we don't sit there. We get quickly rejected, and it leads to, I'll draw it in again. I draw, I delete, leads to that. Okay. Last chance, right? So yeah, meanwhile, all right, this has A couple minutes left before the close, so I can go back to other stuff. You're asking about oil. I did not buy more. I was close to. I almost did. Like since the last stream. Again, right? This looks similar, right? Where you have all the support built up, and one more dip would just be it, you know? Potentially, if the price volume is there. It's just, you know, if you're looking at charts long enough, you know this stuff, right? Pop down before we go up, and into the fib area, and, you know. And that's a similar pattern, again, that we just looked at. So you see this kind of theme where, like, one more dip down would give, in generally a bullish market since January, which, again, we are not surprised. One more dip would give them, okay, this is a good price. Reaccumulation. There's going to be some fear sell-off into these areas, right, that they could buy before we continue. So that's kind of the theme with things. Maybe one more pop down, and I'm looking for that buy. Again, that's the theme everywhere. Gold. We have, right? What if we get one more pop down? We got fib. Gold actually bought a bit. That's why I marked this. Yesterday I bought a little bit of gold off of that 618 overshoot high volume. Just a bit for the swing position. And then, again, one more pop down, you get all that fib there. Like the actual fib retracement of this whole move up, right? This is a smaller one. That's from here or whatever. So the whole move here. So again, right, that one more pop down gets into those spots where we know they like to buy. We'll see if they show up. Silver again, right? So like I say, I bought a little this and that over the yesterday on gold, and then last week on some of the dips, and hopefully getting that one more move. So says the chart, and see the smart money show up and buy it. Buy with them. Okay. And if not, and we don't get that pop down, well, at least I bought a little more, and I took some profit off late January on the swing trades, so you get what you get. That's fine. Well, look at that. We close back into range. Okay, technically that's confirmed. I was saying it's got to happen here, otherwise taking too long. I'm opening up my platform here. See what I want to do with risk. Stop loss. I better be quick here. 25 pips. Pound yen, 30 the most in this case. But considering this short entry for the London hour trade, am I also going to be selling the pound dollar? Well, that's not confirmed, so I'm going to go ahead and do the pound yen. So I'm in that trade, pound yen short. London hour trade, pound yen short. So I'm in the trade. I'm going to just put in the 30 pip stop immediately so I have something in there. Then we can adjust it. Manage the trade if we have any drawdown. Okay. So in the trade, pound yen short, London hour trade. On the close, back in the range right there. That is technically the confirmation. So again, it was an A+ because of the high volume, the close off the high. Sitting up here isn't the end of the world, but it had to come back soon, and that was a strong close and continuation there. It's obviously confirmed a fake break pattern. It didn't take that long. Yeah, our 15-minute chart makes you feel better. It's one bar. And again here, this may confirm on a close if it stays in there. I could put a little on that because I don't want to over risk as you get into this situation with one setting up then the other. So typically I'll just put a smaller position if that confirms. Or nothing. Usually it's a small position. Because as I say, and you probably experienced, you don't know when you get into this trade if you're actually going to get the confirmation on here. So what are you going to do? Go half risk and then what? That's all you get. You don't get to even get a full position in. So I'm good either way. I'll put a little something on GU if it confirms. If not, fine. All right. Put in it nice and early, 20 minutes in. It's funny you see the timing. It was literally the first potential bar, right? Because here was the close, and the level got set there. And then, bam. It's like that time of day, right? No news. Just it starts that time of day, and then there's the price. We're in it pretty early. You can manage it if it moves. What was my stop loss? 30 pips. I got in what? In the upper teens there. But basically, like I do in these situations, I would allow for one more fake breakout of the high, which is 33. It's the pound yen, so if you give it like 10 pips, at least that's 43. And that's where my stop is. Okay. And I could put it up to 45. Pound yen, right, on this trade can get up there 35, 37 pips. So I kind of plan for that. That's just the pound yen for you, right? So I'll make it 46. Just adding an extra 3 pips. Like I say, I get that stop loss in right away because you never know. Chart shoots off in the wrong direction. You didn't get your stop in yet. So I just put it at 30, but now it's at 33 pips. Pretty average for the pound yen on this trade. My stop's at 146.3. 16546.3. Yeah. So this might correlate with getting things, getting a dip today, if it's going to be happening. What else? Oh, we didn't look at crypto. Predictable. Behaving nicely. This is exactly what I pointed out last week. Again, similar stuff, right? You know what this is? This is what I've been talking about on the other ones. Would happen before the rest of the market, if it happens in the rest of the market. But right, the range and then the dip, and now I'm looking for it to continue. And yes, I did buy. And you see the buy volume and the 618 overshoot and all that, right? So this is almost like 3 or 4 days ahead of what I'm expecting to see on the others that are in the range, right? That I already pointed out. This did it on Friday. And so far the reaction's good. So you see the theme, the correlation. We just want one more dip, says the smart money. Likely, right? But there's some evidence of it actually happening. Just give us another dip. We're good to go. Seems to be the story. Seems to be what they're talking about. Charts tell you what they're saying. very welcome. And that was that kind of not really thorough, but the mixing went great. I will tell you about it in a second. Thanks for asking. So yeah, we saw the buying that right, and it does give. I'm just seeing if there's anything else I wanted to say about it. And now this general correlation. I mean, you go to Ethereum, it's exactly the same, right? The pops down that it got bought into, predictable. We knew it, right? There's no fancy analysis here. What is it? This is just knowing what smart money wants to do because you've watched them long enough, and knowing spots that they're able to do that stuff in. So all this here, right? So yeah, I mean that becomes a projection off of that. Very simply, accumulation, reaccumulation, right, is what that is, and going into markups, which yeah, typically is going to try to break the high as a simple projection off of that. So I guess yeah, there really isn't anything else. So the mixing went very well. They were very, very happy. Can I say the song? I probably shouldn't. I don't know why. I don't want to tip off the competitors as to what's coming. But a nice song from 1980. And yeah, he's Khan, the owner, the bass player, bald guy. That's who I've been talking to. I talked to him on the phone today. Really, really nice. And yeah. He said, let's make it a very, very regular thing. Let's do it. So I think I'm doing every week now. And I'll be doing the video editing, too. For the HSCC on YouTube. But the video editing is simple. You know, they give you 2 or 3 camera angles, if that. Not much to do. It's a live performance. But, yeah, to do the video and the music. Crazy, right? Fun. Fun. But yeah, he was saying like he loves the mix. Like I'm not trying to be like toot my own horn here, but he loves it. He's like, we're all sitting here, mate, listening to your mix. Separation is amazing. Pretty good accent, right? Wow, really? You like it that much? Oh my gosh. Okay, cool. Great. So yeah, I'm in. Yeah, I'm very excited. Very excited. Sitting in the London hour trade. What else? Went over the analysis for other things and swing positions and crypto, which is accumulation into markup again. According to the charts, we're going to see 26-27 on Bitcoin this week. So since the chart, I don't know, right? Everything else will follow. Mr. Lou, they're really I know. Yeah, you're welcome. Everybody's calling them the best cover band in the world. That's it. They're like organically earning that title at this point. Yeah, I can't believe I get to do this. Because I'm like a fan since like 2020 I discovered them. I was just a fan. So it's like, you know, extra exciting. If you're there from the beginning, it's like, all right, we're going to try to do this thing. But if it's already going, you see it as a fan. Oh, these guys are great. You start to get to know who's who. They're like celebrities. What do I don't listen to new music. I listen to that. They're celebrities to me. But now I'm working with them. Oh, my God. Crazy. Hashtag grateful. I won't ask for an autograph, right? I shouldn't do that. Played cool, man. Yeah, greatest cover band in the world. Like, they're just obviously going to get called that. So, what else? Oh, yeah, the rest of the FOREX. That's right. So we were ranging for a while, and then I'm really backing out just to get back into the story. But that was a while in that February range. That was just annoying, right? And we broke to the downside finally, right? But now we're back. Shit. Like, it looks like a downtrend, but if you look at it, you have 2 down days and then all sideways, and then an attempt to move that failed. You know what I'm saying? It looks like a downtrend. But I see it that way. It's 2 down days and a failed down move there. So there's not much going on as far as like momentum, obviously. Recent high volume is showing that strength, of course, there. Stands out. An accumulation into markup pattern there. With a bit of supply that did come in there. So you have supply and demand close together, but there was a lot of buying here. A lot. So if we do get through here and move up to the upside on lack of supply, it might hit further there. But when you see that much selling, it's possible that you're just going to end up with selling again and a fake break. But we'd have to say that the background was very bullish, but then we did hit some large selling there. And that might just, send it sideways. And again, new high ground tells about sellers. And there it is. Some sell activity. So that's an important point, where you can either successfully continue a markup or really fail, because not once but twice you got failure to break this level, and with all that supply selling, that might just knock it down. Yep. Which would probably give it, right, that deal before trying another move up. We still would consider it leaning bullish. All right, lots of buying, but selling, and if it fails again, selling. It might have to reaccumulate here, do the fake break, hunt the stops on the longs, blah, 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 right? 618 overshoot maybe, and then try to continue off of that. And you'd really want to see buyers here. Now, if we get huge selling here, that changes things, but it's not huge. So maybe just that limited down move is the forecast. Friday. Did I trade Friday? You took stop loss hit on Friday. The last few Fridays have been good, so I wouldn't worry that it's a thing. So if you followed the rules, then so be it, right? But what about before that? Did I trade Friday? I don't think I did. The Fridays have been all right. I wouldn't worry about it as long as it's still many more wins than losses, of course. No, okay. All right, let's see. That's a nice little rejection there as we're sitting short. I mean, typically in this pattern, you're going to test the 14 EMA before anything. And by that point, if there's any issue with demand coming in, we can move stop to break even. Got some winter weather hitting outside. We've been lucky. Snow has been missing the New York City area. We're just getting a little. Thank God. Just skip the snowstorms this year. Sounds good. This is not a bad short. As we were looking at this euro dollar projecting a down move, there was again previously in this area a lot of supply. Then we see now supply again and a nice top there, and then here testing out the 14 EMA and seeing lack of demand. So it's likely doing that. I could put a little something on it. See how if this closes below the 14 again without any high volume demand coming in. It's likely coming down, but I already have this sizable position on here, so I don't want to over risk. But that's a pretty simple one if you know the method. A lot of you do. Supply, fake break, 5-minute short setup there. Pretty logical. It's going to try to get to this point. But all these buyers came in down here for a reason, so I'd watch out for them coming in. But they're probably not going to mark up right now. Yeah, that's not a bad short right there, right? You all see the logic there. Selling at that level. So what else? All right, so I'm keeping an eye on the pound yen. Show the situation with the euro dollar if you want to take advantage of that, if you like that. Generally, it does look like these dollar pairs are weak. You see weakness during a downtrend here. So the dollar pairs are projecting now, right? In the next 30 minutes, hour, whatever, to be doing that. So we got that. Got the pound yen short. And the other yens, well, they look similar. It's like similar setup, but not as good. Yeah, the AJ is nice and weak too. Yeah. All right. Short-term bearish on the versus the U.S. dollar versus the yen. Yeah. Expecting a down move here. So says the chart. I'm just the messenger. I don't have a crystal ball. No fancy schmancy indicators. But you know, if today, tomorrow, the next day, hopefully today, we get that pop down generally in markets. Again, it already happened in crypto. It looks like it was ahead of everyone else. Then I will be buying when those buyers hit. See the volume. Swing trading, right? 4-hour chart. I'm not waiting for the supply test. I'm just adding to my position because I see them doing it. Good enough for me. That's how simple I keep it. So it's not just strength appearing, but it appearing in a very, very predictable, pre-planned area. So you know it's not just some random event or a news thing or whatever. That's when I add to my position. Yeah, but we do see that general theme on cryptos. And it already did that the end of last week. It looks like a little ahead in the patterns. Buying all over the place. OXT and waiting for my next pump. I don't worry about these too much anymore. I'm pretty much on the adding on all these down moves last year to Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. No buyers for the taking. Yep. If they want to do another dip, they do another dip. They'll likely buy it up again. So that pretty much covers it. And right now, bearish outlook on generally against the U.S. dollar and yen in this near future right now. See what we get. Bearish. All right, not much to say. We did our analysis. If you're just joining us, you can go back. Hey, Coco. Good morning, Ricardo. If we see volume at the 14 May, would you consider closing the trade? It depends on the. Like I say, I need to get at least near my one-to-one risk reward. So if it's not there, the only thing I can do is leave it. Or if I see a problem with high volume strength, I can move my stop to break even early. Or close a little early, like react to it if I see high volume strength. Otherwise, I wouldn't do anything if it's not one-to-one. What was my entry again? Let me check. I don't think it quite is, because it's getting pulled up now. $165.14. So really that low I got in? So yeah, since it's way before one-to-one, I would leave it unless I see high volume strength. If it's a little bit of strength, I'm not going to react, but you know, it has to be a real warning sign on the trade, and then I would get rid of risk or react to it in some way. But yeah, if you're just joining, I did do a total analysis of the markets and all that. Again, that's kind of the routine now, where we get our levels, do the London hour trade if it comes, and it's not, not a lot to constantly talk about, so it's good to cover that stuff. Crypto, everything, my swing positions, everything I'm doing. Projection for the market in this first hour, and then you could always go back and watch that if you missed it. The streams might be shorter for the time being. Not the usual 3 hours. How are those dollar pairs doing? A little bit of a bounce. First, we got to go here and do this. I want the yen to move up. That might be hard. We get above that 14 EMA, it'll help our odds. If this guy can get above it, then it'll tend to test higher stuff. But if we get any sort of retracement of that move, that's going to push this nicely into profit. So just that would be nice. Along with weak pound. Do we have weak pound? Yeah, we do. At this very moment. Generally, nah. Okay. Generally, it's whatever. All right, so not much to say. I got the pound yen short. 1 hour trade. Talked about everything else. I don't know. We're here. I'll hang out a bit longer. Like I said, the stream's going to be a bit shorter, I think, for the time being. But also based on, dictated by maybe what's happening on the chart. And this trade set up nice and early, so that's good for that. Other days we're going to be sitting here waiting for it. So take it as it comes. But at this point, it's all about managing. Yeah, we can get off topic. There's nothing to say. We did the analysis. I'm in the one trade I'm going to get in right now. Not trying to go off topic, yeah. But just listen to a couple of tracks from HSCC, the greatest cover band in the world. Man. Come on. Is it the greatest band in the world right now? I don't know. Toto's on tour, but it's not like it's the original members. Singer on Money for Nothing. I think that's the guy, right? The bald guy? Yeah. That's the I talked to him on the phone. Yeah, we're like that. He's cool. Was pretty much on point. Sounded like Mark Knopfler. If you're talking about the bald guy, I think he did that. Constantine. Yeah. He's the boss. He's the big man. He somehow makes it all work. Yeah. He's got the rare combination of the musical talent and he's good at business. The bass player, yeah. So he's running that whole thing, like every week they have to have a video out, and they, he's got 20, 25 people that he kind of uses for whatever is best for the song and runs the whole deal. And then it's growing, yeah. Yeah, I over time now, I think I've seen almost every video. Arthur's theme. Oh my gosh. If you like that, if you're a musician, that major 7 stuff with the sax, ooh. It's Arthur's, what is it called? Moon in New York City. Young people here are like, man, what is this shit? And then, there's no young people. We're all, let's go pound yen. Another good one is what's one of my More Than a Feeling. Search HSCC More Than a Feeling. I hate to say it, it's better than the original. A lot of the stuff is better than the original. Even songs you like the original is like, okay, that's it, that's the classic. And then once you hear their version, you kind of just want to hear their version. It's crazy. I'm not easily impressed. But, right? My gosh. More Than a Feeling. And the guy singing that, you'll see the guy singing that. Yeah, he emailed me. Yeah, we're buddies. They're like celebrities to me, man. They're so good. So, pound yen short, hitting the 14 EMA. Obviously too soon to call it any sort of profit-taking area, but any issue with high volume demand, I can move myself to break even. Let's see what we're going to have to be dealing with here. Okay, so into this fib area is where that 1-to-1 hits. Into here. Which is perfectly fine, and I could maybe close half the trade, especially if we see demand coming in, right? Manage the trade, stop at break even. So this is the point at which you get relief and you can get rid of risk, right? For me. Before that, I can't do anything unless I see high volume demand. Let's see the reaction here. Well, there is some buying. There is some buying. Where's that? It's a mix. Because the high volume started here and you had lower result. High volume, lower result. But continues to be higher volume, higher result. It's sort of a mix of buying and selling, just picked up generally there. It's the 14 EMA, right? Shit happens. So we'll see the close. We'll see the result. Yes, HSCC. Hindley Street Country Club. It's not an actual country club. But why not? Yeah, it's like you're not supposed to say it, but you say it anyway. Some of those performances are better than the original song. I know, it's wrong to say. Just a cover band. It's true. And then to just do it live like that, they barely rehearse. He was saying they really don't rehearse. They just get together the day of, and in 4 hours they shoot 2 songs, and the bass player just arranges real quick. Okay, you do this, you do that, and they film it. Like, oh my gosh. Kind of insane. Yeah, More Than a Feeling. Oh my gosh. I'd rather hear that over the original. It's just wrong to say, but I said it. I don't care. Okay, so there is high volume here. I think you cursed us. Who was it? Ricardo. Ricardo, why'd you have to say that? Your fault. Boo, Ricardo. Kidding, obviously. If anything, it shows a bit of experience. So off of that, I could trim my position down to half. I can listen to the chart. As I say, on one bar, I'm not going to freak out and do anything, but I like to see the reaction to the high volume, right? That's what I always say. Because we can get this, and then the next bar closes down on regular volume again, and it's fine after that usually. But if it confirms as a sign of strength, like it looks like it might be doing, that's something else, yeah. I think it's good to be responsible and just close half the trade. And if it ends up a winner, okay, you make less. If it ends up a loser, you lose less, right? Yeah, it happens. Yeah. Sometimes just it's like when you're a fan of the song, you play it like, and you're a good musician as well. You're just going to perform it sometimes that good. Maybe someone would rather hear your version. Well, sharp reversal off the 14 EMA. Let's see what I want to do. I'm down about 10 pips on the trade. I could close a third, right? For me, this is just how I manage it. You do what you're comfortable with. I listen to what's going on in the chart, try to limit risk. Again, if I close a third, right, it'll just be a smaller win or a smaller loss, that's all. trying to hold out and see where this bar closes, though. Sellers might just push back here and or just leave it. But I kind of like to follow the rule of waiting for the close. The only reason I was getting ready to do something is if it's just flying up. I mean, you know, something's happening off of that strength. But I try to hold out for the close after high volume to really get a result, effort versus result thing. And again, in these situations, you get this and the next bar closes down. It seems like every time after that, it keeps going and you're good, right? You've seen that. But yeah, we're getting towards the close here, so I could close a third. Just to limit risk. Yeah, it closed higher. I'll see if it breaks the high of that, and I'll probably close the third. What's the yen doing? Support. Support could save it, huh? You close at break even? Okay. It's understandable. It's not what you want to see there. I got my window open to close a third. I'm kind of like seeing if it could just come back inside this bar and I could hang on. And if this support can hold, that'll help. What's the news today? Consumer confidence U.S. GDP Canada. Maybe that'll be the dip and the buy, right? Maybe. That would be my guess, based on the chart analysis, based on knowing the behavior of smart money. The high impact news today, tomorrow for U.S. is probably a buy the dip kind of thing, like we were saying earlier. Again, the first hour, 40 minutes, whatever it is, of the live stream, we got the full analysis in there. You can always go back and watch. That might be the timing of it, right, as things typically go. What's happening up here? Not much. Bounce, bounce, bounce. Everybody chant bounce for the yen index or basket or whatever you look at. Just kind of stalled here. That was better than continuing up. Hopefully whoever bought here, whoever was looking to buy, did so, and we can move on with the down move. We'll see. Okay, not much to say. Hanging on to the pound yen short, of course. Haven't managed it yet or done anything. All right. Maybe I'll end the stream. We did an hour and a half or so. Like I said, they'll be a little shorter probably for the time being. But depending, sometimes the charts will dictate. At this point, I'm in the trade. You know where my stop is. Management, we could talk about it in the Discord if it comes down. Right now, we're treating this as automatic support in the pattern. Right, first level of support after weakness and the 14 EMA test, where it usually is anyway. So, the thing to look for is if it can get through here without strength. It could properly get through this level without high volume, without rejection. Then is projected to then test into the fib area, and down here becomes a one-to-one first potential target area to manage the trade, see how much strength may be coming in, and go from there. We have some other levels. For a nice big move, about 50, 60, 70, 80 pips, you get down here. And that could be a thing where, there's not an overwhelmingly large amount of strength in this area. You hold some with stop at a break even and then get to this one. And again, see the reaction into there. This whole area you see is the fib and the previous resistance and support and all that. So that's the next spot after there that you might have to deal with buyers coming in and manage the trade there. And that would be a nice score. But we'll see the reaction here first. But that'll do it for today. We got this early. Might as well call it, and then you guys can always talk, and I'll try to pop in the Discord on management. Again, on the overall analysis of markets and swing trading, I don't know how many of you are actually following my swing trading, or still it's the same basic concepts of everything. It's just on a larger time frame and simplified and really patient and, the whole deal. But all that analysis and general analysis about markets this week and what we're expecting and what I'm doing, position trading, is all covered in the first 45 minutes or so of the stream. So it's always good to go back if you missed it. Crypto, right, where everything is right now. And predictable off of last week's predictions, right? Everything's behaving. All right, cool. Good luck to us on the pound yen short. We know what we're doing. No questions. All right, cool. Cheers, cheers. Been fun. Thanks for asking about the band. I'll let you know what's happening. I'll let you know. You can hear the mixes and any news I can give you. Greatest cover band in the world. Hashtag grateful. And pound yen drop. Hashtag grateful. Mr. Grayling. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow and in the Discord. Have a good one.